many times, in the beginning, Kaushik and I were also having this conversation, that there are charges that are made that we don't really give enough credit or enough coverage when it comes down to the elections from the Northeast. But Kaushik, we are hoping, to change that and, go all in and cover all aspects for our viewers where this particular election is concerned. Anupam is joining us this morning. Anupam, very good morning. What does it look like? Counting has begun on all 40 seats. This time around, Anupam, because... what is interesting is I was looking at the fact that yesterday when we were going into counting, because each constituency, some of them are huge. Here we are hoping that the election would possibly wrap up by 10:30 because each constituency rather small.
Exactly, only 40 seats, and we are here in Aizawl. And let me show you, this is the counting center in Aizawl DC office, and there are 3 counting centers in Aizawl for 12 seats, and these are the urban areas, and the rural areas will also have counting centers. 3-tier security arrangements have been made, and the main 2 parties are there, ZPM and NPF. So both these parties are having fingers crossed, and I suppose that the counting will be wrapped up by 11 or by 12. This is what when we were speaking with people, they were also saying that it will not take too long. So this is the thing here, a bright sunny day, and we hope that by 11 or by 12 we will get the clear results of the counting.
By 11 or 12 clear results of the counting has begun. Why is it that, counting was deferred by a day? We're going to try and explain to our viewers, because not just political parties, but Kaushik, a lot of civil society groups, because the church is very strong where Mizoram comes into question, had requested that the counting not take place over a Sunday, and that is what the Election Commission accommodated. But, in all of this, Kaushik, it points out to the larger role that the church actually plays where Mizoram is concerned, not just in its people, but the polity and the politics as well.
Yes, it does. Not only church, but civil society organizations, student groups, they all play a very constructive role as well and influences result. But about deferring the election, it was, as you said, it was a Sunday, and they go for prayers, and people in Northeast, basically, they would also want to enjoy a Sunday. So they didn't want...
So we don't have a Sunday, but...
They didn't want to be disturbed by an election result, so it was deferred to Monday. And you see the pressure.
That's what I love about the Northeast.
Social sectors, civil society groups, they came across and they joined hands and actually forced the Election Commission to defer the results.
I wish we could do that, because me, Rajdeep and Rahul were here yesterday, 5 a.m. onwards. It was a Sunday, but we had a 4-state elections. But that's the great part, because...
And coming back to your talking about Northeast that we do not cover enough, but India Today Group is an exception. We have a dedicated digital platform for Northeast, probably the only one to have such. And you can see...
It's being simulcasted. So, with our coverage right now,
yes.
you can catch it online. And India Today Northeast, my colleague Kaushik takes care of that. But, to give you a sense
and I was very happy to see a Mizo giving live reporting on India Today, because I don't think any other channel has such local reporters from Mizoram.
Well, you can watch all of that only on our network, India Today. But I'll give you a sense. It's so interesting, because yesterday we were here late into the night in the studio, Kaushik, and we were looking at, for example, Sachin Pilot yesterday in Rajasthan won from a constituency of Tonk by a margin of about 30,000 votes. And I'm thinking, and I'm looking at as I'm prepping for this morning, and I was like, in these 40 constituencies where Mizoram is concerned, some of them are as small as 4,000 or 5,000 votes.
Yes.
So, it's small, it's community-based, and very different kind of politics that we see in the Hindi heartland or even the south.
Yes, you would not see the rallies that you see here in Hindi heartland or any part of, even in other northeastern states. So you would see that all the leaders of all political parties, they will assemble in one particular place, and one by one they will give their speeches. That kind of, and it's regulated by civil society organization, the church. So it's very disciplined also. Means the rest of India, it has a lot to learn from Mizoram when it comes to organizing public events and maintaining discipline.
But the best thing is to tell the Election Commission, listen, we are not going to come out on a Sunday. Sorry, hold the counting on Monday. Well, that's what we are doing. It's counting on Monday. It's the big Monday for Mizoram. What goes down? Well, counting, viewers, has begun on all 40 assembly seats. It's time for the big verdict. Mizoram's fate to be announced this morning. What we are expecting, smaller constituencies, only 40, with not too many voters. So by 11, the picture would be clear. Not possibly what went down yesterday. Till about 3 o'clock, we were, it was a neck-and-neck fight, and only then things started getting clear. Here, we are expecting the result early. The counting will be short, but who will come to power in the state of Mizoram? Well, the MNF, the incumbent, is eyeing for a return, a part of the NDA alliance, but ground reports, our exit poll as well, gives an absolute majority to the Mizoram People's Movement. Access My India exit poll predicted a clean sweep for Laldu Homa, led Mizoram People's Movement. Meanwhile, Zoram Thanga hopes to defy our exit polls. The sitting incumbent chief minister, Mizoram's probable chief minister, is an ex-cop, Indira Gandhi's security in charge, and was the first MP to be disqualified under the anti-defection law when he fought an election from the Congress and then switched over. However, both the regional parties, be it the MNF or the ZPM, have major influence over Mizoram politics. Will Zoram Thanga from the MNF retain his throne, or will Laldu Homa's clean sweep dethrone MNF today?
Just ahead of counting, what are the thoughts going on in your mind?
Well, there's a lot of speculation even on my side, whether we can come out successful or otherwise. But to the best of my judgment, I believe that we shall be able to pass through the magic number of 21. So out of the 40, the magic number has to be 21. So I believe that we shall be able to form the government between 21 to 23, 24, up to 25. That was what I was having in my mind.
Okay. So ahead of countings, what you're thinking?
First of all, I would like to thank India Today for the exit poll. And I understand that the exit poll of India Today is the most reliable in the country using scientific methods. And it is you who predicted, not me.
Definitely. But what are your prediction and what you are expecting?
I agree generally with the predictions made by you.
Your expectations of any number of seats which you can win, because you have also you are also doing survey. You have roamed around the whole state. Yeah. So, what is the number which you have predicted or assumed that you can get?
No, you see, I would like to refrain myself from making numbers because I'm not a prophet. But we are hopeful of getting absolute majority.
So you are very hopeful that you will surpass the majority mark of 21?
Yeah, yeah.